Hello from the land of TV. This is King Kool with another episode of King Kool's Distracted Movie Reviews. Today on the show, I'm going to be reviewing The Men Who Stare at Goats. A movie, George Clooney, etc., etc. But today I'm going to see if I can do it before my Pop-Tarts are done. As you can see in there. Now these guys aren't frozen and Pop-Tarts don't cook for that long. Which is good because I don't feel that great right now. So I'm going to see if I can review it. I thought about doing them one at a time, but I decided not to. I'm going to see if I can review this before they are done. I'm going to see if I can do this whole thing without sneezing. Let's see. It's set to 4. I'm going to turn that down to 3. I think that'll be better. Alright. I'm not going to put the toast stove meter on this one because if a Pop-Tart is toasted, it's been within too long. So here we go. So, apparently this is about a journalist who finds out that there were secret government projects to create super soldiers in this, but aside from, it's not like Captain America where they juice some people up or something. It's about connecting with the inner oneness or the internal diamond, something or other, you know, all hippie baloney. And Jeff Bridges plays a super mega ultra hippie who starts this whole thing and, you know, discovers his inner oneness with the eye of the god collapsing, etc., etc. It's all a bunch of hippie bullcrap, and if you don't like hippie stuff, you're probably not going to like this. I'm sort of ambivalent to this, but it's sort of funny to see, you know, a totally different way to go about this. And George Clooney plays a retired psychic warrior. They call them Jedis, and they make a lot of Star Wars jokes. It's weird because Ewan McGregor's also in this movie. It's set in the backdrop of the Iraq War, the build-up to that, which is sort of like, oh, great, are we still on about this? I know it's insensitive to think that, but I'm like, oh, another movie about Iraq. You can't get enough of those, as long as it's not a World War II movie, whatever. But it's got Jeff Bridges, George Clooney, and even Kevin Spacey all doing, you know, things we know they can do. There's a few scenes I could pull the players for, but I don't think it's quite necessary. Like a guy talking to someone and his notes show what he's really thinking as opposed to what he's saying to the guy. And then there's a scene where people are intoxicated against their will, which, you know, is funnier here than it was in, let's say, Due Date, where we get to watch Robert Downey Jr. Pretend he's high after he's finally, you know, kicked his many drug habits and hopefully stays on the straight and narrow. And it's really funny to watch him get high against his will. Due Date fucking sucked. I'm trying to think of what else happens here. Let me see. You know, it's a silly movie, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really. I would like to see a movie that pushes more boundaries than this one. This one is sort of fairly traditional. It's not that it's traditional. It's certainly more audacious than other movies, but it's sort of is. Here's my little garnish of cleverness that steps me out from the pack. I would check it out because, as I said, it's Kevin Spacey, Jeff Bridges, and George Clooney all being awesome. So yeah, give it a shot. You might like it, you might not. It's fine to see. A little toastier on that edge. It's really hot, but not too hot. Oh, dang. So, yeah. I'm thinking of trying, when I do the toast thing, to gauge how long I think I'm going to go on about a movie based on my, on what I put in there. But I honestly, as much as this is a decent movie, I just don't have that much to say. It's just so very average, this one, I'm afraid. So anyway, a short episode today, I guess, but that's it from me. If you have an idea for something you want me to do, go ahead and tell me. I take them all into consideration, you know. I'll watch pretty much whatever. Once you watch some amount of movies, you're like, why did I go see Dr. T and the Women? And you're like, yeah, why did I see that? And then why didn't I see Prestige in theaters? What the hell was I thinking? But anyway, this is King Kool. Drive home safe. Fools! I mean, hello!
I am Dr. Eyeballs-son, and I have minor grievances to air among my watching publics.
You call this thick sliced bacon? I couldn't cut it much thinner than this if I tried! Fools! You shall know my wrath! Mondays through Fridays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., or by appointment! Ha 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 ha!